Hello and welcome to the most anticipated, eagerly awaited Premier League predictions table. Now, this is going to be very, very interesting. I really hope I don't upset any fans of any team, but this is how I think the 2019-2020 Premier League season will go. So, kicking things off, the team I think that's going to finish 20th is Brighton. Now, unfortunately, the way that they finished last season was very bad. I mean, really, really bad. I mean, if I remember rightly, I think they lost, was it 5-0 to Bournemouth? I mean, that was a really, really bad end to the season. Yeah, it's just, I think it was 2 wins in like 13 or something. That they actually started the sort of ended the last season. So I think, unfortunately, I'm putting Brighton there. They've not signed many players actually. Matthew Clark is one of those ones from Portsmouth, and they've signed another two as well. They might be losing Lewis Dunk, which would be a massive blow. Although that rumor's been going quite dead in the water recently, so I don't know if that's going to happen. The other thing is that Anthony Knockaert, who was involved in so many of their goals last season, has gone on loan to Fulham. So there you go. Are they going to rely on a 35-year-old Glenn Murray for goals? Florian Andone, he doesn't really score many goals, so it's very, very strange to say that. But yeah, for me, 20th place, Brighton. 19th. Now, this might shock a lot of people. I'm going for Newcastle United. I'm sorry, Geordies, but what are you thinking? What are you thinking appointing Steve Bruce as your new manager? What are you thinking? The guy seriously has as much loyalty, it's disloyalty basically. How many clubs has he managed? The way he left Sheffield Wednesday was absolutely ridiculous. And now they're going to. I think they're suing Newcastle and Steve Bruce for obviously that one. The reason I'm saying Newcastle is I know they've bought in a £40 million striker. However, Joelinton is not very prolific. He only got 8 goals last season. And in he only scored 8 goals last season, so and he's been given the coveted number 9 shirt. Another mistake. Like why are you doing that? I really don't know. Rondon's gone. Obviously they've lost Ayoze Perez to Leicester as well. It's not looking good for Newcastle, and the fans are not happy. Mike Ashley is just continually being a prat as usual. So yeah, 19th, Newcastle. Not much can be said, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I think the Geordies will be going down this season, unfortunately. 18th, I've gone for one of the new boys, Sheffield United. I'm just not sure they've got enough to stay up. They've been mainly signing Championship players. I think Ravel Morrison is a very, very interesting signing. I think, if I'm being honest, it is a bit of a gamble, but then again, I suppose a 1-year deal is good for all parties in that aspect. But they have signed Championship players, obviously Callum Robinson, Ben Osborne. You know, there's definitely a few players in there. I suppose they've got Lys Mousset as well. They're getting Ollie McBurney for 20 million. I don't rate the guy. I really don't. Hasn't done well for Scotland. Seemed to be okay at Swansea, but you know, £20 million, it's a gamble. It really, really is. I suppose Dean Henderson going back to Sheffield United is a pretty good move. I'm just not sure about Sheffield United, but good on them to get back up. Chris Wilder, absolutely fantastic. Promotion through every 4 leagues of the English football leagues. You know what? I think it's going to be a very, very interesting season, and good luck to Sheffield United. I just don't think they'll have enough, but I think They finished 18th in 2006-2007. I think they'll finish 18th again this season. So unfortunately, they're going down. So my 3 teams going down are Brighton, Newcastle, and Sheffield United. Now, 17th place, I've gone for Burnley. Thought they were a little bit fortunate to stay up last season. They didn't start well though. If you remember that season, they started to go into the Europa League. Now they started that, and it just completely took them by surprise. Didn't have the squad to compete. They'll be pretty glad that they're not in the Europa League this season. So they can obviously focus on their football. They've signed Derek Peters from Stoke City. He's a reasonable good buy. I think Stephen Ward's obviously gone the other way to Stoke, which again is another weird one. They've bought Jay Rodriguez back from West Brom, so that's another one. So obviously he's back for another crack at the Premiership. So. But I think the biggest loss of the lot is Tom Heaton. Now I don't know what's happening with Joe Hart. There's continuous rumours that he's going to go to FC Porto. There's continuous rumours about that one. I just don't know. I think selling Tom Heaton to Aston Villa, who's one of your rivals, to sort of stay up, is a wee bit of a weird one. But I suppose Nick Pope is a good keeper, so. I don't know if they're looking for another goalkeeper. I believe my colleague at Sam Radio, actually, Carl, tells me that Bailey Peacock Farrell, the Leeds United goalkeeper, seems to be being linked with Burnley. So I wonder if he's going to go to Turf Moor. But it's a very, very strange one where Burnley are concerned, and I think it is going to be a very, very close season. But they'll definitely be in a relegation battle, I'm afraid to say. But I do think they will stay up. Because of their Premier League experience, and Sean Dyche is a very, very good manager, and I think his target will definitely be to stay up. So 17th, I have Burnley. 16th, I'm going for Norwich City. I think Norwich were fantastic last season in the Championship. The amount of times they came back, though, I remember a game where I think it was Nottingham Forest. I think they were 3-1 down, and they came back for 3-3. Which was incredible. I think that was the last few seconds as well. So they were very, very good at a comeback last season. So you would hope that they would learn from their mistakes, not to defend like that. So you would hope that they would learn from that. Carrow Road, I think they're going to have to make that a fortress. Like I said, they've not got a very good away record in the Premier League. They hardly win away from home, actually. So. Yeah, do you know what? Don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic to see Norwich City back up. They'll be glad that they're not seeing Luis Suarez though. Yes, Luis Suarez loved the goal against Norwich City. 11 goals in 12 games. So Norwich City will be pretty pleased that they don't see him anymore. But as far as Norwich are concerned, Daniel Farke is a very good manager. He's obviously got them up, so good luck to Norwich City. I think they're set for another season in the Premier League. I think they'll finish 16th. And some good players there. Timo Pukki, Patrick Roberts as well. Obviously he was at Celtic. Max Aarons, he seems to be getting linked with a move away as well. Don't see that happening anytime soon. So I think Norwich City 16th. 15th, I'm going for Southampton. I think when Ralph Hasenhüttl came in, his first match, if you seem to remember, they won 3-2 against Arsenal, and that ended Arsenal's 22 match winning or match unbeaten run. So I think a full season under their belt for Hasenhüttl. I think he'll do well with Southampton. I think Che Adams is a fantastic signing from Birmingham City. He seems to score quite a lot for Birmingham City, so it'll be very, very interesting to see how he adapts to the Premier League. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. They've obviously got Danny Ings from Liverpool, £20 million now. Although it seems to be Charlie Austin seems to be frozen out, so it looks like he's on the move. So it'd be very interesting to see where he goes. I suppose they've got Mario Lemina as well. Another weird move though, it was Matt Targett going to Aston Villa. Another weird one. So yeah, St Mary's, they have to make that a fortress, I think. But it's going to be a very, very interesting season. I think I've got Southampton to finish 15th, and that would be a very good season for Southampton because obviously, last season they were very, very close to going down. Actually, obviously Mark Hughes being in charge firstly. So yeah, do you know what? I think it's going to be very, very interesting, and I've got Southampton 15th. 14th, I've got for Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa, I know they've spent a lot of money, but I don't see them being a Fulham. I really, really don't. Some of the signings they've made, Tom Heaton, I mean, that is a fantastic signing. Premier League proven goalkeeper. They've brought the Egyptian winner Trezeguet as well. And then obviously you've got John McGinn. John McGinn as well in there for Villa. Obviously Anwar El Hagazi. They've obviously got Tyrone Mings back. Oh, the list goes on. I mean, Villa are destined to have a very, very good season. I think they will have a good season. I think Dean Smith, being manager there, he obviously knows the club, lifelong Villa fan, as is obviously Jack Grealish. I think the key for Villa now is basically to make Villa Park a fortress, which they did last season. So I think, Dean Smith did really, really well when he came in, and then obviously they came up for the playoffs. So Aston Villa are going along the right way of being a Premier League club. So I think that Aston Villa will finish 14th. 13th. Now this is a big, big if with this one. Crystal Palace. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Crystal Palace have not bought anybody. Now, this is a worry because obviously Aaron Wan-Bissaka has gone to Manchester United, and also what's his name? Wilfred Zaha seems to be continuing being linked with a move away. Obviously Everton have been linked, Arsenal have been linked. So this all depends on if Zaha stays. If he doesn't stay, then I think Palace will be in and amongst the relegation battle, and I really hope that doesn't happen because Palace are a good club. Roy Hodgson has done really, really well there, but they had more points away from home last season than at home, so they need to make Selhurst Park a fortress next season, definitely. Obviously notable wins at the Emirates, obviously at the Etihad as well. So, they will be a good team, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do. Obviously, if Zaha goes, then that would be a big, big worry as well. So we shall see what happens with that one. But for the now, I'm putting Palace 13th, but with a question mark. I'm not too sure. Obviously, if Zaha goes, then I think they struggle badly. 12th, I've put Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are quite an established Premier League club now, although they did find it really difficult to win away from home last season. But I do think that obviously David Brooks is still there, Ryan Fraser is still there. You've obviously got Callum Wilson, Josh King. I mean, they've still got a really, really good team. The question mark I'd have is goalkeepers, because I think obviously Mark Travers, he's signing a new contract, and Boric is signing a new contract. So where does that leave Asmir Begovic? Is he going to leave Bournemouth? That will be another key one. But I think Bournemouth are pretty good to be another a Premier League team again for another season. I think they've been absolutely terrific as well. What can you say? They're a very, very good team. So for 12th place, I've got Bournemouth. Just missing out on the top 10, I've put Watford. I thought Watford had a very good season last season. They got to the FA Cup final, eventually beaten by Manchester City 6-0, I think it was, which was really harsh, in all honesty. But having said that, They have a very good squad. I'm surprised that Abdoulaye Doucouré is still at the club. You would have assumed that he would be on the move, but no takers so far, which is really interesting. So, if they could keep him, he's a good player in that midfield. Will Hughes as well. Who's the one? Capoue as well. He's good as well. And then obviously they've got Delafeu up front. Troy Deeney, they've got him as well. They've also brought Craig Dawson in from West Brom. He's a threat at set pieces, so he might grab a few goals or something along those lines. So I think Watford will settle for 11th again. Javi Gracia's done a fantastic job. He really has. Longest serving Watford manager in the Premier League. So there we go. Just kind of says it all, and he's very, very liked at Watford. So I'm putting Watford 11th. 10th place, I'm putting Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, the reason is, obviously, depending on their Europa League journey, they will... I'm not sure they've got the squad to deal with it. Although Patrick Cutrone is a very good signing from AC Milan. They've been linked with Diego Costa. I'm not sure if that one's dead in the water or not. But, again, if they can continue the way they have been, then they're going to have a fantastic season again. They've got, obviously, Raul Jimenez on a permanent deal. It just bolds class, this team. Rui Patricio, Connor Cody, Matt Doherty, Ruben Neves, Gianmitinho, Diego Jota, Raul Jimenez, obviously Patrick Cutrone as well, Adama Traore, Morgan Gibbs-White. They've got a really, really good squad, and I think they will finish top 10. I fully expect them to finish top 10. But obviously it depends on their Europa League form. Because they could find that they could be playing a lot of times on the Sunday. That Thursday Sunday thing is, I don't think it's going to be very, very good. So for 10th place, I've got Wolves. So my 9th place, I've got West Ham. I think that West Ham really do need to start well. They've been very unlucky with the start to their season. Manchester City at home. I mean, I remember the last season they went to Liverpool away first. So they're continuing to be trend that they seem to be getting, I think, teams from the top 6 to begin with in the last 4 or 5 seasons, which is just ridiculous. But West Ham, they've obviously bought Sebastian Haller. Can he be the striker to get them goals? Because since 2010, West Ham have had 38 strikers, and they have immaculated a total of 204 goals in 959 matches between them. That is not good enough. So obviously they'll be wanting Haller to score the goals. They've got Pablo Fornalzen from Villarreal, who's a very good player. I watched him in the Under-21 European Cup final, and he was excellent. So I think West Ham have got some really good players there. I expect them to do well. I think they'll probably, I think they'll do well. I think they'll do well. So 9th place, I've got West Ham. 8th place, I've gone for Everton. Now I think Everton missing Gay is really, really bad. I've no idea why they sold him. I really am not surprised. I'm really surprised by this one. It's quite surprising as well when you think about it. He's gone to PSG, but they bought Fabian Delphin. So is he going to be the Gay replacement? I mean, who knows? Who knows that? But anyhow, I think obviously Everton, they've obviously lost a few players. Jagielka's gone to Sheffield United, but he wasn't really getting his game. But they've got a good team, Everton. You know, they're trying to get Wilfred Zaha. I believe there was a bid. I don't know if it's been accepted or rejected, but Everton had put in a bid of 55 million plus Cenk Tosun, he hasn't been great, and James McCarthy. So Palace are getting 2 players, and then it just doesn't. I don't think Everton will get Zaha, to be honest with you, but
Another couple of bodies in there probably would be good for Everton, but
Goodison Park, fortress as usual. If they make that a fortress, then yeah, they'll be definitely fighting for the European places for sure. So 8th place, I've got Everton. Now 7th place, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but
Arsenal. Where are your signings? I get that Nicolas Pepe is signing very, very soon. I get that.
But it's not attack you need to focus on. It's your defence. Your defence is a shambles. Absolute shambles. Lauren Koscielny's going on strike.
Shogdan Mustafi is as... Oh, he's as useful. He's rubbish. He is rubbish. And then obviously they're trying to get Kieran Tierney in as well. They've got obviously Williams, Saliba, and... I mean, why loan him back? If you're needing defenders, then get defenders. It doesn't make sense. And then I see that Arsenal fans on AFTV are wanting blooming Titty. The guy has been so injury prone that
You would want... Basically, he could join, Jack Wilshere in the ambulance room. It really is a shambles at Arsenal. Their board are a shambles. Away from home, they really have to improve, because away from home last season they were shocking, really, really shocking. I know like I said, Nicolas Pepe is going to be signing for Arsenal very, very soon, but they do not need attackers. It is defence they need. So, in that
aspect alone, obviously if they do sign defenders, then who knows, their position might change. But for now, I'm putting Arsenal 7th place. I think the top 6 mould will be broken. So there we go. 6th place, I've gone for Leicester City. Excuse me. 6th place, I've gone for Leicester City. I actually think
that Leicester City have bought really, really well. Tielemans is a fantastic signing. Ayoze Perez, another fantastic signing. They've also brought in the boy Justin from Luton Town. He'll obviously be back up to Ben Chilwell. And then it's a case of who
is going to be centre-back for the start of the season. Is Harry Maguire going to be a Leicester player by the start of the season? I will say no, but then again, Leicester are holding out for a big, big fee for him. So,
it doesn't look like he's going to go yet, but who knows?
But for me, Leicester City, just that team is fantastic to watch anyway.
Jamie Vardy is getting on a wee bit, but having said that, I do expect him to still score goals. I think Perez will probably slip in there as well. Maddison, again, another good player as well. So, going to be a very, very interesting season.
I think Leicester City will get 6th place.
5th place, I've gone for Manchester United. Now, the reason being is that Europa League football
is very, very good. I mean, the last time they were in the Europa League, they won it. They could easily do it again.
Daniel James and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are the only 2 signings so far at Old Trafford. They've obviously lost Antonio Valencia. They've lost Ander Herrera. But the fans are restless. The board
are very, very bad. I mean, you would have assumed that Manchester United would have had more signings in by now.
It is really, really poor. I mean, 2 signings so far. I mean, yes, there's talk that Lukaku's going to go and then Dybala's come in, but that one's taken a bit of a turn. Obviously, there's reports now saying that Dybala is not sure of joining Manchester United, so it's going, it's
toss and roundabouts with that one. Harry Maguire, they still seem to be linked with Harry Maguire. Will they get their man? That's another thing. The other thing is, Titty seems to be getting linked as well. I would just avoid Titty. Really, I really, really would. But to be fair, you've got Mason Greenwood coming in this season as well. But you don't want to put too much pressure on him. So, But having said that, they've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I really hope they do give him time to get his own players in, give him time to gel.
But for the time being, I'm putting Manchester United to just miss out on the top four. I'm going 5th for Manchester United. Now, my top four. 4th, Chelsea. I think people are going to be surprised by this one, but I think Frank Lampard will do well at Chelsea. He gives players a lot of chance, youth especially. So that's what he's going to have to do, especially with Chelsea having this transfer ban. They've obviously got Mateo Kovacic back on a permanent deal, so that'll be
another interesting one.
Another one that they basically have is Tammy Abraham. Obviously, he's back from Aston Villa, but I don't know if he's going to go. But Chelsea are in the Champions League. They won the Europa League, so Frank Lampard will get a chance to be in the Champions League. I hope they give him time. I really, really do. But then again, it's Chelsea. It's Chelsea. We know what they do with their managers as well when they don't start very well. But I think Chelsea will surprise a few people this season, and I'm going to put them 4th. 3rd place, I'm putting Tottenham Hotspur. Now, obviously, Tottenham have signed Ndombele from Lyon to Manchester United after last season, or this season in particular. So, another good signing. There's a lot of rumours linking Carlos Vela to Tottenham, which would be astonishing considering that obviously his past presence was at Arsenal. So it's another a very, very interesting one. But who knows? I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting, and obviously Tottenham obviously finished the season losing the Champions League final to Liverpool. But they've got a really, really good squad. Obviously, Kieran Trippier is away now. They are trying to get Lo Celso in from Real Betis as well. Don't know if they're going to get him in at all. But having said that, it will be very, very interesting. So, for my 3rd place, I'm going Tottenham Hotspur. Now, 2nd and 1st, obviously Manchester City and Liverpool, but which way do I think it's going to go? Now, obviously, being a Liverpool fan, you would obviously want Liverpool to try and win the league.
However, I just don't see it happening. I really, really don't. 2nd place, I'm putting Liverpool. The reason is the lack of signings is a bit of a worry. I also think that the upcoming Club World Cup in December is going to be pivotal. I don't know what is going to happen with that one, but
unfortunately, Liverpool obviously they had a fantastic season last season. 97 points. To not win the league was just incredible. And then you're coming up against Manchester City side in that. But yeah, I just don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately. But it was an enjoyable season last season. Hopefully it's an enjoyable season this season. But obviously they've got the Community Shield this Sunday. They've obviously got the Super Cup on Wednesday. So if they win those two first, then it's a good start to the season. But this Man City team is just so good. So Liverpool cannot afford to make any mistakes, really. Basically, they need to try and win every single game as possible, but obviously that's not possible. So, unfortunately, being a Liverpool fan, I really want to win the league this season. I really, really do, but I just think, being realistic, I do think Liverpool will finish 2nd. So, my champions again are Manchester City. This team, obviously they've lost Vincent Kompany, but they've added Rodri as a Fernandinho replacement. So, and again, they've had a very, very good time of it recently. Remains to be seen with Leroy Sané still stays at the club. So it'll be very, very interesting. But yeah, you would expect it to be between Man City and Liverpool again. Tottenham, they could maybe get into there as well, but unfortunately, I'm going to put Manchester City as champions. So that is my Premier League predicted table. I will go through it again. So from 1st to 20th, so first and the champions, Manchester City. Second, Liverpool. Third, Tottenham Hotspur. Fourth, Chelsea. Fifth, Manchester United. Sixth, Leicester City. Seventh, Arsenal. Eighth, Everton. Ninth, West Ham. 10th, Wolves. 11th, Watford. 12th, Bournemouth. 13th, Crystal Palace. 14th, Aston Villa. 15th, Southampton. 16th, Norwich City. 17th, Burnley. 18th, Sheffield United. 19th, Newcastle United. And 20th, Brighton. So that concludes my Premier League predicted table. Obviously, leave your predictions for the Premier League table in the comments section below. And if you agree with my predictions, then obviously let me know. But yeah, we will look forward to the start of the new Premier League season next Friday, where Liverpool kick things off against Norwich City at Anfield. So we'll look forward to that one as well. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. That'd be fantastic. And let's get ready for the upcoming 2019-2020 Premier League season. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you later.